Back in April 2019, we experienced one of the greatest crossover events in our time. YouTuber Nando V Movies, in anticipation for Avengers Endgame, started a collaboration where he, a handful of his friends, and their audiences all made videos talking about their favorite scene in the MCU up to that point. Their one marvelous scene, as they called it. Those videos were put together in a playlist for our viewing pleasure. In the following couple of years after, Nando V Movies would create a few more one blank scene playlists, to which I have contributed to. However, there was one playlist I wanted to make a video for, but would use excuse after excuse not to do so. Almost 6 years after the creation of one excellent scene, I am ready to conquer my self-doubts and talk about one scene from one of my favorite X-Men movies, Logan. 2017's Logan is one of the most violent and emotionally intense superhero movies ever made, giving the movie a well-earned R rating. This isn't just a movie about mutants with knives in their hands. It's a movie about death, the repercussions of violent acts, and lingering grief for those taken from us. One of the toughest lessons of life that this movie conveys is how hard it can be to move on after experiencing grief and immense hardship. When we first see Logan at the start of the movie, he looks much older and more haggard than we are used to seeing him. This is odd considering his healing factor, so something very wrong is happening here. Logan's situation appears more dire when he gets home, if you can even call where he's living home. You can faintly hear Charles Xavier rambling on in the background, and Logan and Caliban start bickering like an old married couple.
He's having a bad day.
They're all bad days.
Knew these 6 hours ago.
Logan and Caliban do their best to care for an ailing Charles, who appears to be enduring cognitive decline and periodically suffers from debilitating seizures. Given Charles's telepathic powers, the seizures are not only debilitating for him, but to those around him. This brings us to my chosen scene. The evening after experiencing one of these seizures, Caliban requests to have a word with Logan, as Logan gets ready for work.
I don't want to fight, but there's things we need to discuss.
Caliban notes that the dose is too low to suppress the seizures, and reminds Logan that not everybody has the same pain tolerance as he does.
It felt a lot longer than a minute. I couldn't breathe. You're less affected.
Caliban then nags Logan to use some of the money he sets aside to fix the problem. Logan says the money is to get them out of their current situation, but Caliban expresses doubt that he is included in those plans. Caliban then reveals that he found the adamantium bullet that Logan has been keeping on him, and makes a snarky remark out of frustration.
If you are planning to blow your brains out, could you wait till you're out on the high seas and just mop these floors?
I don't need this shit.
After Logan barks his reply, Caliban realizes he needs a softer approach and expresses his concerns.
A year ago, you asked me to help you, and God knows I've tried. But I can't help you, Logan, not really, if you're not going to talk to me. I hear you at night, you're not sleeping. You don't want to talk about that. Or the booze you're drinking. Or the pus you're wiping away from your knuckles. Or the blood I wash from your clothes. Or the fresh wounds in your chest, the ones that aren't healing. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to talk about the fact that you can't read the label on that bottle. It says ibuprofen.
Logan lashes out over Caliban's last remark, as it seemed to have struck a nerve.
Something's happening to you, Logan. On the inside, you're sick. I can smell it.
We've seen superheroes at their lowest before, but this situation seems to be lower than that. Not only for Logan, but for Charles and Caliban as well. Caliban, who already has to limit his time outdoors, has been relegated to menial tasks and household chores, which he seems to be not too thrilled about.
Folding your underpants and making him spotted dick.
Charles Xavier, a once highly regarded professor and an advocate for mutant kind, is now sheltered in a dilapidated tower, suffering from frequent seizures and likely dementia. The film hints at some terrible event involving the X-Men.
Yesterday. Many are noting a similarity to the Westchester incident over a year ago that left over 600 injured and took the lives of 7 mutants, including several of the X-Men.
And Charles has little memory of what happened to them, doesn't remember where he is, and barely recognizes Logan.
I always know who you are. It's just sometimes I don't recognize you.
Logan appears to be in the worst condition of the three of them. As I mentioned earlier, Logan appears older and more haggard than we are used to seeing him. His healing factor is significantly slower, as Caliban stated. Even his claws aren't protracting as efficiently as they used to. Then there's Logan's drinking. We've seen this from him before, but then it was shown in such a way as being badass. This time, however, it seems much more reckless. Logan is trying to numb the pain he can no longer heal from, both physically and mentally. I may be reading too much into this, but the adamantium poisoning that Logan is suffering from, to me, represents all of the coping mechanisms that he relied on are no longer working. He was also hesitant to actually join the X-Men because he was worried about letting down the team.
They wanted me to be part of the team, but I wouldn't. Told them they look fucking ridiculous. I couldn't have them thinking I wanted to be there.
Like a stern father, Charles even expresses his disappointment towards Logan, not knowing how hard Logan already is on himself.
What a disappointment you are.
Logan has always been able to walk off anything that life threw at him.
My people brought you here for medical attention.
I don't need medical attention.
Yes, of course.
So he does not know how to handle this level of vulnerability. Fortunately, Logan did have people who wanted to help. Caliban did his best to help, but did not know how. Charles was able to give Logan a purpose one last time in helping Laura. And after facing his demons, Logan was able to allow Laura to live the life that he was unable to.
Don't be what they made you.
The summer of 2020 was an unusual summer for a lot of people. Due to the lockdown, I was able to find a small amount of peace mentally due to being away from my food service job. Before the lockdown, I was starting to feel burnt out from the demanding nature of my job, and I had gotten into the habit of enjoying craft beer a bit too much. What peace I did find, however, was short-lived for 2 reasons. First, due to the lack of routine during the lockdown, I was able to continue my interests in craft beer because I had no reason to avoid the hangover the next morning. Secondly, food service workers were soon deemed as essential workers, meaning I had to get back to making lattes for the public, which I can't exactly do from home. I quickly grew frustrated with my situation due to having to work around the restrictions put in place, and also due to the absurdity of the fact that making people a mid-afternoon latte was somehow considered an essential service. Hangovers, as you may have guessed, made none of this easier to deal with. I had become so bogged down with life that signs I was being neglectful of myself had amplified to the point of becoming obvious. I had become the heaviest I had ever been, and my dentist certainly wasn't happy with me. When I actually went to see him, that is. Living with my parents, they were able to see that something was going on and wanted to help, although they weren't quite sure how. This led to many uncomfortable talks, much like the one we just saw with Logan and Caliban. During these moments, I felt like I was being unfairly judged, even though my parents weren't exactly wrong. My parents would often ask in what ways they could offer help. I never had an answer for them. This is because not only would I have to actually acknowledge I needed help, but also figure out in what ways I needed to improve. This is the state I was in when I first had the idea for this one excellent scene video. I knew which scene I wanted to talk about and how I connected to it, but I don't think I had quite enough distance from my situation to be able to talk about this openly. It only took an abscessed tooth and several bouts of cellulitis for me to finally take the initiative to actually take care of myself. With the support of my parents and my 3 brothers, I am now eating better, drinking less, and have now lost 100 pounds. And yes, I am brushing my teeth more, although due to the amount of neglect, I am currently anticipating some oral surgery to fix the teeth that are too far gone. What I went through barely scratches the surface of what many men go through on a daily basis. I believe that Logan shows us that even the toughest of us can struggle with their mental health. When people's mental health suffers, it might not be obvious at first. Sure, Logan can walk off a shotgun blast to the chest, but the fact that he drinks excessively and is often quick to anger is a sign that he is not okay. Substance abuse and outbursts of aggression are common signs for many men that they are not doing well. I don't think many of us are taught how to work through our negative emotions. Many men are told to suck it up, walk it off, or tough it out, but do not have an outlet or other means to come to terms with how they're feeling, therefore leading them to take it out their emotions on others or even themselves. Of course, men are not the only ones that struggle with their mental wellness. Mental illness is brought on by many things and shows itself in many ways. Mental health awareness has been talked about extensively on this platform and others, which means there is not much more that I'll be able to add. What I will do, however, is to give a call to action. As much as I would like you to do the old like, comment, subscribe thing, I ask that you engage elsewhere. Check in with a friend that you haven't seen in a while, call a sibling, tell your mother you love her, assuming you're on good terms with all these people. Maybe put your device down and touch grass, as I've heard the young people say. If any of you or your loved ones are struggling, have patience with them and with yourself. As we saw in Logan and Caliban's conversation, getting better can be uncomfortable and overwhelming, but getting better is possible. Take care.
Don't fight it, you've already lost. Don't hide it, you've paid the cost. Your love is gone, you let it fall. You let yourself down. I understand, I can lend a hand, but it's too much for me. You fall down into the drain.